come from different places, different backgrounds, and we all have different strategic ways of how we want to get to where we're going. But first, you got to know where you're going in all process. So you got to know how to get there. Like, all I am an example to what I like to do and what my dream is. But ultimately, everybody have their own dream, and there's different ways to get there. You just got to pay attention to your surroundings and find the best way to get there. But you just can't give up, because everybody wants to be rich and famous. So get in line. And you got to be more patient than anything, because you can't be so quick to rush into decisions. You got to be very patient, know what you want, and then just go after it. And then when it comes, it comes. But it really comes, so be ready for it, you know?
And I don't believe in plan Bs. Did you have a plan B?
No, I never believed in plan Bs either.
Very good. Don't have a plan B.
Plan B, you already planning to fail.
Exactly. Where's the faith?
You already planning to fail. I mean, there's no way out. This is the road. By any means, we got to get there. Ain't no other way.
There's a lot of rejection, and it's best not to take it personally. It's hard for me to do. You know, I audition still, and it's a fickle business, but it's all about sort of having confidence, going out there, really doing your best, and you know, not taking no for an answer, just keep going through it. Well, I auditioned for probably about 3 years before I got my first part, so that's what it's all about, really persistence and confidence.
So it's best to have a backup plan, like 2 or 3 backup plans, and educate yourself. The more education you have, the more informed your characters are.
Never stop working. I consider it's a verb, not a noun.
Oh, that's good. That changes it.
Because people say, I want to be an actor, you know, so you can go to Hollywood parties like this and get your, it's a verb. You need to act.
Never stop learning. Always keep working on your craft. Always keep working on bettering yourself, because this industry, like no other, is one of the most competitive. And so you need to be on top of your game, okay? Whether it's get in the gym, have the best body, or, be in acting classes if you're an actor. Whatever it is, just keep working at it and don't give up, because there's going to be 5 other girls trying to take your spot.
You have to stay humble and have a good head on your shoulders and know who your friends are, and keep very close contact with your family.
Staying true to yourself and staying positive and focused. And a lot of you that move away from wherever it is that you're originally from, like for myself, who lives in Los Angeles along with my friends, I didn't come here to sacrifice. If you're going to show up, show up. Be ready to do the work, because you don't sacrifice missing all your friends and your family and like the easier life back home to come out here, because it's a struggle. For all of my actresses out there, kind of really take note in figuring out what it is and knowing who you are as a person, so that way that reflects in your headshots and it reflects in the types of roles that you're going out for and that you're submitting for. And always remember, you're your #1 representation. So get on those agents and get on those managers and make sure they're submitting you for those jobs, especially ones that you feel really strong about and you know you can go in and book. Because at the end of the day, that's really what it's about, you being a strong booker.
I think it's important to study with lots of different teachers, and to always be putting yourself on camera and working and practicing and just seeing what other people are seeing, like getting in front of the camera and knowing what you look like in an audition, knowing what you look like on stage. I think that's really important.
You gotta have faith, and you gotta persevere, really. You gotta, and work hard and believe in something and dream big. It was all a blessing, really. It's all a dream come true. And I had a big dream when I was a little kid, and I came out here and had an opportunity of a lifetime to work on a soap opera for 2.5 years. And I've done a little bit of prime time, and I just did an independent film, and there's a lot of stuff coming up that I'm excited about.
Work hard. I mean, it doesn't come easy. You got to really put the time in. I suggest acting classes. Definitely that helped me out a lot. And just reading raw material off the internet's always a good idea, so you can read different, things. So.
There's a lot of commitment involved, right?
Definitely a lot of commitment. You have to be committed. What I've learned is you got to be confident, like they can't see that you're, afraid, or if you go in too cocky, the casting directors can read that. So just be confident in yourself.
Just perseverance, to be honest with you, and a little luck. But I think ultimately it's a profession that you really don't get into if there's anything else you can do. I mean, because there's so many obstacles, so much rejection, and the only thing that keeps you going is the fact that, you know, you live for it. You know what I mean? That is your passion. You can't do anything else. You don't want to do anything else. So for me, my biggest secret is just dogged perseverance and self-belief.
Remember that they're people too. I think everybody gets really in their head and put too much into it, and it's just about confidence and bringing yourself into the room. I think a lot of people forget that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. And then once you're there on set, you made the audition. How do you make the director like you? Like, how do you work?
I think it's the same, like just being yourself. A lot of people try to be what they think the director wants them to be. And I think that at the end of the day, the minute you walk in the room, they know if you're going to be right for the role or not. So it's sort of out of your control. Just go in and do the best job you can do and be yourself. Yeah. I can't stress that enough.
Cody, can you tell us, how did you get started in the business?
Well, I started acting in high school, and that kind of brought me out to California. Kind of started off in dancing and then modeling, and then had always been focusing on acting, but you know, didn't start hitting shows and movies until, you know, I started auditioning and I was ready to go, you know. So I think about being passionate about the work is how I got to where I am. Yeah.
Well, a lot of support and a lot of hard work, I suppose. Although it didn't really feel like hard work, just because it's just what I wanted to do. You know, it's my passion and my love, and since I was very young, and I suppose just kind of following my instincts rather than trying to do what you think you should do or what other people tell you to do necessarily. Just go with your own instincts and try not to compare yourself too much with other people. You know, it's your own path and you're the only one who's going to go down it. So just stay true to your heart, and if you have the opportunity, try and do things that you connect with. That's what I've done my whole life and career. I think, you know, it's so difficult to know how something's going to turn out, you know, a film or a play. And even if you start off with the best intentions, it can turn out differently to what you hope. So at least at the beginning, you give yourself the best chance by doing things that you really do, that really speak to you and connect with you.
Never give up. That's the cliche one, but I have to say that my journey into this industry was 12 years long, and it did not come easy. So you have to understand that even today, I may look like I'm in a certain place, but it's survival of the fittest. Every single day there is some way that some hurdle that I have to jump, you know what I mean? So something you have to get through. So, you know, fight for it. If it's your passion, then go for it. I think it's always be unique, be yourself, and you are unique. There is no other person like you. So the more of you exude, then I think the better off you are. They're always looking for that new, different, as opposed to a carbon copy. So.
To love what you do. Make sure you love it, because it's a rocky road. It's not a surefire gig, you know. So as long as you love it, you're succeeding. So as a result of that, we stayed true to what we wanted to do. We played the music we wanted to make, because we were the ones that ultimately had to be happy. And by doing that, we got somewhere and we're different. So I would say, because we loved doing that, is what was helpful for us. We didn't have goals like gold records or girls or cars or money, like a lot of the stuff that today's media dangles in front of artists as, you know, what the pot of gold is at the end of the road. That's not what it's about, because you can watch a million artists time and time again reach that pot of gold and ultimately be miserable. And that's happened over and over again, and some of our greatest talents have died due to suicide and drug addiction, because that isn't the answer. So the truthful answer is to stay motivated, stay positive, stay in love with your craft, and you can't go wrong.
ExploreTalent.com.
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 ExploreTalent.com.